Location, location, location. Prime real estate in the New Castries market site is the focus for vendors looking to return to the spot. According to President of the Dry Good Vendors Association, Peter Ras Iper Isaac, the vendors are irate over what he describes as an inefficient system to assign the vendors workspace.
They said it was going to be difficult, but one of the mistakes they made too in the first instance was that they gave people numbers. And while they had the confusion internally about these numbers that were issued to vendors, they decided against the decision that they made in the first instance. But they didn't call the vendors back and ask them to take, because what the vendors did, when they knew that they were assigned a particular number, they went to put locks on the particular stall. Well, they could have called these people back and tell them, well, look, we haven't completed the process in terms of giving you all, tell you what the regulations are in terms of how the conditions of using these booths. They just send somebody in and damage and destroy the padlocks that the people purchased for $15 and $20 to put on this booth. That was the wrong move.
Isaac alleges that the heavy-handed approach taken by the council in navigating the situation has rubbed vendors the wrong way. He says the dipping approach offered by the CCC has been rejected by a large section of the vendors.
So they came now with a new process of dipping. And the vendors are saying they all have assigned numbers and they are satisfied with the numbers that they have now. And they are not going through any more process of going and dip for any kind of number again.
So, will the vendors return to the New Castries market come Monday?
No, I don't think so. And the other thing vendors are complaining about is that the whole question of social distancing. And if the government recognizes the whole question of social distancing, and that's in place because of the coronavirus, the COVID-19, they are saying that in here, there will be nothing like that in terms of observing the social distancing. So that is premature to go into this market right now too as well.
However, vendor coordinator Augustine Victor says the vendors will be returning and social distancing protocols will be in place. Victor rebuffs the allegations leveled at him on the Workspace selection process for the stalls. He says the system was chosen to avoid finger-pointing and accusations of favoritism.
We had the process for people to dip. If the people don't want to dip, some other people don't dip. All we can do when we go and we put people areas, nobody can say this is their number, this is not their. You cannot have vendors the way where the place was before and now is completely different. Yes, you know, vendors was in a different location and whatnot, but now the way how the area built, you cannot say you do there, you go there, you go there. If you do that, the same vendors who are complaining now are the same vendors who will say that we chose the area for our friends and whatnot, and this is what we're trying to prevent.
When our camera crew arrived at the Castries Constituency Council, some vendors were witnessed awaiting their chance to go through with the picking process. Victor says the vendors have been separated into two groups, large and small vendors, and will be choosing accommodation spaces based on their capacity. Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.